Hi, my name is Patricia Cowan. I own Rainmaker Sales Support. Rainmaker has been doing business-to-business appointments for almost 20 years now, and we specialize in VSCs. If you're looking for quality appointments with those facility managers, office managers, property managers that you'd like to meet, we are the company for you. We stand apart in many ways. Most of them include the fact that the appointments are real appointments. They're confirmed, and they're with the prospects that you truly want to meet. So whether it's 1 day a week cleaning, specialty services, or only 5 day a week cleaning, we can get you in front of those buyers you're looking to meet. Once again, my name is Patricia Cowan. I'm the owner of Rainmaker Sales Support. Please give us a call at 314-433-4660. Our website is www.rainmakersalessupport, or you can reach us toll free at 866-767-2236. Give Rainmaker a call today, and we'll help you find those prospects. Thank you.
Welcome to our CleanCast today. Thanks for joining us. I've entitled today's CleanCast, They Just Don't Get It. You know, have you ever found yourself saying that about some of the people in the workforce? Some of you that are older probably have wondered about the younger generation. Where in the world did they get that from? By the same token, if you're in the youngster, as we would call it, or as my generation would call it, you've probably wondered, where in the world did that older person think that up? Where'd they come up with that? That's old hat. Never heard of that. You know, like talking about a rotary phone. You know, what's a rotary phone? Well, you know, dealing with different generations in the workplace is one of the most important challenges that I see in our industry today. You know, there are those who would say you got to get the sales. That's the biggest challenge, and it is. It's a big challenge. But you know, in our ever increasing cultural workforce, I should say, and as people are needing to and wanting to work later in their life, we've got a lot of different generations in there. For instance, you know, let me just categorize a little bit for you the different generations. There are the traditionalists, which are also known as the silent generation. And that's the generation that was born before 1946. And you're watching right now a traditionalist born before 1946. Then you have the baby boomers. And those are the ones that were born between 1947 and 1964. They're baby boomers because a lot of them were born right after World War II. All the soldiers came home, and the war ended in 1945, and the soldiers came home, and by golly, we had a baby boom starting in 1946. Then there's a Generation X, and those are the ones that are born between 1965 and 1980. Then we have Generation Y, and that's also referred to in my vocabulary as Generation Y as WHY, because that generation seems to ask why on everything, you know, that goes on. And now those of you that are of that generation, don't click off this CleanCast. That, you know, just keep going here. It's going to get better. Then we have Generation Z, which is those born after 2000. Year 2000, they're just now begin to make their splash, I should say, in the workforce. Each of these generations, from the traditionalists to the Z class, each of them have different values. They have different attitudes, and the reality is that it differs in a lot of ways. It differs in a lot of ways as to what we think. You know, I think a great deal different about life than my grandchildren do, or my great-grandchildren. I'm blessed to have several great-grandchildren, and the differences that we think about are just enormous. So let me ask you about this. let me just ask you about this. What would you do with a guy my age that is kind of a little bit stubborn about you maybe being 26 years old, and now you're my boss, and I don't like it? How would you handle it? Let's put it in reverse. You're 26 and I'm 60, or I'm older than that, but let's say I'm 60. How are you going to react when I say to do something and you say that, well, where's that guy coming from? You know, dealing with a 60-year-old in the workplace can take an entirely different twist, can't it, than dealing with a 26-year-old. Each one has a completely different outlook than the other one. So think about it. Here, I just listed a few things here. Think about it. Today we use a GPS on the phone to find out where you're going. My old generation used to use something we called a map. A text is something we do on our phone today, do it all the time. To the older generation like myself, it meant the verses from the Bible that the minister would use for his Sunday morning sermon. The text today is. The older generation thought a window was something we clean. A program was a TV show. The keyboard was the piano. A cursor was the local school bully. An app was what you gave to a prospective employee, or do you give to a prospective employee. Meg was Bill's girlfriend. Log on meant to put more wood on the fire. A web was a spider's home. The older generation had the flu when they had a virus. Not so today, is it? I go on, but you get the message. And you can see how communicating with different generations in the workplace can really get confusing, unless you know how to effectively do it. It can be an enormous challenge, and today's business environment can be very costly if it's not handled properly. As you well know, the government is getting more and more entwined in our businesses, setting up more and more regulations and rules and policies. This is not a political statement, this is fact. And so we need to know how to handle these various situations. Now, at the risk of sounding like a commercial, I'm going to give you a commercial. Our company has produced a training DVD entitled Dealing with Generational and Cultural Differences in the Workplace, which I think can help a great deal. If you can go to www.consultantsincleaning.com and order it there. It also talks about generations and cultures. And we're going to address cultures in a couple of weeks on a future Cleancast. But you'll see there the differences too. But anyway, this is an important subject, dealing with different age groups in the workplace. This is the old thing, one size does not fit all. And your policies, how do they relate to the different generations? Think about it. Look at it. See if you need to make any changes. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.